So everyone is jumping on the Bash Texas bandwagon, and especially with Penn State's loss too, you're starting to hear the chatter. Is the James Franklin era over in Happy Valley? Arch Manning is terrible. He's going to get benched. He should be a walk-on. Like I just said, sports are worse than politics, and that includes Donald J. Trump. And first off, thank you to our Democrats for caring more about illegal immigrants. Yay, government shutdown. But these superlatives it's only the extreme or absolute zero. It truly is binary. So, or is it non-binary? I don't know what the liberals want me to say. But with Texas, okay, preseason number 1, yeah, they lost a game. You know what? In the words of Chris Farley, la-di freaking da. Remember when Bama lost to Texas 2 years ago? That's when Quinn Ewers and Sark went into Tuscaloosa. It was the first double-digit loss in the Nick Saban era at home. Well, guess what happened to Bama? They still made the playoffs, okay? Lost to the Michigan Wolverines. But Coach Saban keeps saying that team was not the team that was ready for the playoffs at that point early in the season. And that's my prediction for the Texas Longhorns, is if you look at that game and the players and the plays and how they played, they're not that far off from putting it together. I did call on them to make it to Atlanta, but we'll see. Back to Coach Saban. He had a very I think this quote explains everything that some of these losses and coaches need to get their head on, is that Coach Saban, Alabama just played Vanderbilt. He said he would lose sleep at night just thinking about, how do I get these guys ready for Vanderbilt, right? Now, obviously, Vanderbilt's a top 25 team this year. Hats off to Clark Lee and Anchor Down. But the main point is it's hard to get 105 guys ready every single week for 12, 14 games a year in the college football season. And what happens when you don't have all 11, all 22 bought in, and the culture and the consistency that's needed at practice, is you do see games that are losses, and disappointing losses at that. For Penn State, a little bit of a different situation. Certainly think the criticism is warranted, and conversation and what could happen needs to be considered. But again, what do you control? You control the messaging, you control the relationships, and think about, what did Dan Lanning say to Oregon before they went into Penn State? Instead of being worried about the noise and the hype, we're worried about not the whiteout, we're worried about our white canvas masterpiece. That is an example of putting it together and getting the best out of your players for performance and results. Go Oregon!